welcome to today's video. And today we are heading up the Route 191 in Arizona, which borders New Mexico. And it's like hundreds of miles of twisties, and we got about 20 cars in our group. Wide mix of vehicles. We got anything from like a Subaru, got a Z06 behind me, got a couple Challengers, so should be a pretty fun time. And I'll take you along the way and we'll get some POV driving action, and I'll show you what this road is like. It used to be called Devil's Highway Route 666, but they actually renumbered it. It goes through a couple old mining towns, and the rest is pretty remote. It's just a lot of forest and high desert land, so a lot of twisties. There's a lot of sweepers, there's hairpins, and sometimes the road can be pretty gnarly. I've done this drive like 3 times, but like I said, hundreds of miles of twisties. It's pretty grueling on the driver and the car, but it should be a lot of fun. Alright, so this is the lineup we got. Nice Z06 right here with red interior. Got a couple cars over there too. It's a pretty cool area. You can see the mountains over there, and it's like overcast. But we're about to hit the twisties soon. Actually pretty impressed how well the M4 does on road trips. I mean, the gas mileage is pretty good on the highway. It's comfortable. You can put it into comfort mode, and then still a beast in the mountain roads. So good all-around daily driver for sure. So my iPhone's wigging out, so time for the GoPro. Gonna have some POV action.
Yeah. I couldn't even get my map program to work.
Yeah, I don't know.
And of course this highway has moved so many times, it's not on my
iPhone's doing this weird thing where like I put it in video mode and it keeps like blurring the screen like it's taking a picture. It's strange. Never had that happen before. Alright, so I'm leading the group here. We're still in the mining area, so I want to kind of take it easy. But we got a group of fast people and like, you know, somewhat slower people, average cars. But we're not going to try to push it too hard because I don't know everyone's experience level, and I don't want to... I kind of want to be the gatekeeper, you know, of the group, and not have anyone go at a speed that's not reasonable for their vehicle. So I want to try to keep that in mind. Alright, now we're heading into the actual twisty section. This road is very bumpy. freaking narrow too. Like the lanes are super narrow. Watch out up here, we definitely got some loose rock on the road and some fallen rock from the rock slides.
Loose gravel as well.
I don't remember this road being this bumpy. It's crazy. Maybe after all the monsoons that we've had, it's just kind of washed out the road. But there's a lot of gravel and stuff. I can't really go that crazy. Alright, we finally got some normal road. Finally got some normal pavement here, so hopefully we can pick up the pace. This first section of the road is actually more gnarly than the rest of it. Woo! Just sliding all over the place from this just loose rock covering that's covering the entire surface. And actually it looks a little bit wet too. Not ideal conditions. See that? So pretty good drive so far. Didn't hit too much traffic, and when we did hit traffic there was a couple straightaways, but the group is actually keeping up pretty well. Surprised. So very nice. We don't really get to experience fall in Arizona, so this is pretty much all we get. So they wanted to stop at this lookout up here. Look at this view. That is pretty nice. Dang. The overcast and everything looks super cool. Oh yeah, I saw that. You just kept collecting more and more as we went. Jeez. So we took a little break, let our cars cool down. Now to drive the next section. I'm really liking this foliage. This is nice. We don't really get a fall in Arizona, and being from New York, I kind of miss the fall time and the changing leaves, so at least we get a little bit of that today. Leading a group in twisties you don't know is so nerve-wracking. Like, it's so much easier to follow. So I got this F-Sport behind me. He's right on my bumper, but like I cannot for the life of me judge these corners, so I'd rather not overdo it and put my car off a cliff. So, but hey, we're having fun regardless. Every time I come out to this road though, it is just so unpredictable. I mean, you have sand in the road, silt, you have pebbles, you have big rocks washing down the sides, you have leaves in the road that can make you wipe out. So watch out for leaves on the outside corner. As someone just said on the radio. But yeah, so many variable conditions.
Asphalt ahead.
So if you do plan on coming out on the 191, I would highly suggest doing a section, getting a feel for the road, and then you know, kind of feel it out from there. And one thing to note, you know, there's not a single guardrail. We kind of take that for granted sometimes when we drive on these roads, but out here there isn't shit. You're just going off a cliff. I also have to conserve gas out here because I'm out at about like half tank, and we still got another 40 miles until the next gas station. So this consumes a lot of gas. With these twin turbos and running almost like 30 psi at peak. So just trying to cruise a little bit sometimes and conserve that gas. was a guy with a Subaru WRX in our group, and he was asking me, why does my car kind of like go at elevation? And I told him, you know, your ECU is recognizing that your wastegate duty cycle is at almost 100% the whole time when at high elevation to keep that boost, that target boost level, and it puts a lot of strain on the stock turbos. So there's always logic in these ECUs to limit the boost. So that's just your wastegate just modulating the boost, and trying to make that turbo not work as hard to keep its longevity. We keep going through all these different road surfaces. I mean, you have stuff that's like freshly paved, you have some older roads, so it's just a mixed bag of like everything, every road surface. One thing I definitely have to commend BMW on with this car is the cooling system. I was driving, you know, probably 30-40 minutes in the twisties, almost like 3/4 throttle the whole way, and the air to water intercooler that sits on top of the motor, literally cold to touch. So it runs water and coolant through it, and it has its own separate radiator for the intercooler, and it just keeps that thing nice and cold, and your intake temps are pretty dang low. Even in the summer heat in Arizona, those intake temps stay pretty reasonable, like 80-90 degrees. It's nuts. Time I took this trip, I had my E36, and as soon as we got up to elevation, I just had no power up here. The air just gets so thin, NA cars just really struggle. So I brought my turbo car this time, and totally unaffected by the elevation, which is great. Yeah, so we're pretty much out of the twisty section, but just wanted to recap a review on this road, because I know a lot of people are interested in driving this road that live in Arizona. It's definitely a lot of fun, but you got to be careful because there are some pretty hairy spots that can catch you up. I mean, you definitely cannot take this road at full tilt no matter what vehicle you have or how capable it is. It's just the road surface is not really that great in some spots, so just doesn't get driven that much, and there's just a lot of dust and debris on the roads. My GoPro battery, I don't know what happened to it, but it's like bulging, and it looks like it's gonna catch on fire and explode. So definitely not gonna do any more POV video with that strapped to my head, because I don't want the battery exploding and leaking all over my forehead. That would be pretty bad. I think I'm gonna probably end the video here unless there's some extravagant ending. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and if you're new to the channel, if you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. And I know some of the people from this group, AZ Trek, Brandon was the one that made this cruise possible, and I just want to thank him for getting us together and getting us out and driving and doing what we like to do. So with that being said, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.